What up, what up? It's Sunday and we're about to make some poppity pop tarts. So, starting off with this lovely pie crust that was pre-made. It's like that Pillsbury that comes in two. I only used one because we used the other one for something else. And it makes 4 Pop Tarts. You probably shouldn't eat more than 4 Pop Tarts. Probably shouldn't even eat a whole Pop Tart in one sitting. But still, I'm just letting you know what I got. So, as you can see, I drew lines on it at first, but that didn't make sense because I could just fold it and cut it. So that's what I'm doing now, just to make sure it's all even. Now this is brown sugar. The reason I added this part is because I thought it'd be cool to let you all know a way to soften your brown sugar. Mine is always hard because obviously I don't keep it in something that it should be stored in. So if you take a wet paper towel, lay it on top of that bad boy. Probably shouldn't have squeezed it so tight, but you know, whatever. But if you can lay it on top of that bad boy and put a lid on top, pop it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, it should soften up. And here we are, 30 seconds later. See how easy that just pulls apart? I'm using a plastic fork because I want you all to see how soft it is. So I'm gonna pop it back in because it is not soft enough, and now it is. Add a little bit of flour, add some cinnamon, and then let's add some maple syrup. I love the way that looks when it oozes over that. It's beautiful. You know, you gotta get every drop. I would recommend adding more, just for more flavor. And then mix. You don't have to worry about getting the clumps out because it will melt out when it's in the oven. So you're really just making sure that everything is combined. So right now I'm just trying to figure out which side is smaller. It's funny that I did this because I'm pretty sure that when I started doing my filling, I didn't actually use the right ones. So you see the ones I just stacked to the side? Those are actually bigger than the ones I'm lining up currently. So, yeah, I kind of messed that up, but it's not that big of a deal if you don't get them lined up. I was just doing it because I thought it was important at the time, but now I've realized that it's not. So just do your thing. Let's get to adding the filling, because that's the best part, even though it's like so tedious. Not as tedious as the egg wash you're gonna see though. So we're just gonna add the filling, and yes, you are going to watch me add the filling in all 4. It's not that many, but I want you to see how much I'm putting in, just so you have an idea. And please remember, like, this stuff melts. It's gonna turn into something very, very thin. So that's why I wasn't too concerned with piling it up. Now we have the egg wash. I am not going to make you suffer and watch me do all 4 of these. It was a very long process. I like to use my finger just so I know exactly where it's going, and I can kind of feel my way around to see if I have enough or not too much. So there's that. Now you can see here that there are holes in the tops of them, and that is so steam can get through. I actually did record that, me poking holes in them, because, you know, it was fun. But that video got lost somewhere, so I just used the toothpick to put the holes in it, and I kind of turned it back and forth a bit just to make sure that the hole went through to the other side. So now I'm going to egg wash the whole thing, just to make it easier on myself instead of just doing the edges. It's not that big of a deal if the egg wash gets inside of it. It's not like there's so much egg that it'll turn into scrambled eggs and brown sugar. That would be an interesting combination. And so I have pressed down with a fork on all sides, as you can see here. Also, I wanted to mention about that. You can trim off the edges with a pizza cutter, but I like the edges of Pop-Tarts, so that's why I left mine fully intact. This part of the video, I would say, don't take notes on. This is me showing you a mistake that I made and recovering. So this is what I wanted to be my glaze for the icing, I should say. So this is egg wash after chilling for like 20 minutes. Look how beautiful they are after cooking for 17 minutes. So this is that glaze I told you about before. As you can see, it's pretty much melting on the spot. I didn't make it thick enough, and it took me a couple tries to figure out how to make it thick enough. So I scrapped that whole one, and I just mixed maple syrup with powdered sugar and a little bit of milk. So I just kept mixing the powdered sugar until it was a good consistency. And that is what you will see on the finished product. So as you can see on that first one that's busted, I tested out the icing multiple times to see if it was the right consistency that I wanted. But this one is the one right here. This is the ticket. Honestly, if I just trimmed those edges, it would look like a real Pop-Tart, like the ones you see in the store. But I like this homemade look, and they're freaking delicious, as you will see when you get to this part of my video. Hey y'all, it's Sunday. That means you have some time to not think about everything that's going on, and you get to, I mean, you already did watch this video of me making these Pop-Tarts. All while I was making these Pop-Tarts, I couldn't stop thinking about that Family Guy episode. If you haven't seen it, just Google it. It's a great song, and it's going to be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. You can thank me later. So this is my lovely Pop-Tart. Definitely doesn't look like it does in the box, but I mean, it's a homemade Pop-Tart. What do you expect? I did not warm this up because I was afraid the icing was going to continue to ooze over the sides like it already has. So I'm just kind of winging it. I did make them today, so they're fresh. They're just like not hot. And if they don't taste good, then I could just blame it on the fact that they're not hot. So it's a win-win. Oh, that's very dark in there. There's no, I was expecting it to be like together. I mean, I guess it's not a big deal that it's not. I really don't know what to expect from this. Let's see. It tastes like the real deal. You know, minus all the chemicals and whatever, but it's a pretty good Pop-Tart. To be honest, I was worried. I've never made anything like this before. Everything I've made has kind of had the same base or whatever. I didn't even make the pie crust this time, so this mixture of like just brown sugar and throwing in the maple syrup, I was taking a risk, and it paid off. Yeah, these are great. See that color on the back? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can actually take this to maple syrup in it. If I make these again, I'll probably add more, just so it has more of that like breakfasty flavor. But this is so good. I'm so proud. See, aren't you glad you made it to the end? I had fun making this. I mean, it's super simple. As long as you're not making the pie crust yourself. Um, yeah, there's not much to it. Pie crust, mixed up together, lay it on top, egg wash it, beautiful. And if you want it, like, sweeter, like, you can't even taste the egg wash in it for one. But if you didn't want to taste the egg wash in it, you could do your egg wash with, like, milk and sugar and egg, of course. But that's totally not necessary for this one because it's perfect just the way it is. You already know. Happiness begins in the gut. We all need some happiness in our lives right now. So, eat, drink, vibe, like, and subscribe. Y'all stay safe. I'll see you on Wednesday.